Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a video. It's going to be a story time. Excuse me if I seem a little not myself because it is currently 1:23 in the morning, but I just had to make this video for you guys. So let me just go ahead and get straight into this story time. So judging by the title, you probably like, but I am currently a traveling caregiver and I love my job. Honestly, it's the best job that I've ever had. And no, I'm not being extra when I say that. In my job, I work with elderly people because I really enjoy helping people. I love seeing their faces light up. I love feeling like, in a way, that I give people purpose. Because a lot of people don't have people surrounding them that actually care about them. So I really take pride in what I do, and it just makes me feel really, really good on the inside. I go to a couple of different houses and I help out elderly people who need help doing something, whether it's just simple things such as like sweeping their floor, washing their laundry, reminding them to take medications, running little errands for them, whatever it is. It's always pretty much something simple. There's a woman that I have been a regular caregiver at her house. So I was scheduled to be at her house at 9 o'clock in the morning. So on this particular day, I was actually there at 9 o'clock on the dot, because me being me, normally I'm running a little late. You know, I have to take the girls to school in the morning. Sometimes I get caught up in traffic. Sometimes I stop to get breakfast, so I just be running just a tad bit late. But this day, I was able to get everything done in a timely manner because I am working on my time management skills. And when I went up to her door, I noticed that her door was locked. And I thought that's pretty odd because normally when I get there in the morning, her door is always unlocked. So I pushed on the door. I noticed that it was locked. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I think I was about to call my company, or I was about to knock on her door or something like that. I had peeked through. You know how people be having those doors with the little windows in them that you could just peek through, but the window is kind of like a design. That's kind of what her door was like. So I peeked through there. I couldn't hear nothing, so I think I had started knocking on the door, and all of a sudden I just hear her yelling, help, help, somebody help, so call the police. And I'm just like, oh Lord, like what's gonna happen? Because I know that this particular woman, she lives alone. She doesn't have any family that she is close to, which is very unfortunate. I don't know the situation as to why or anything like that, but she was in a beautiful, nice home by herself. So I hear her yelling. I don't know where she's yelling from because, again, I cannot get inside of her home. So automatically, like, panic just starts to like fill my chest, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope she isn't badly hurt. But my first instinct, I felt like that maybe she had some type of falling or something, because she is currently on a walker, and I noticed that her feet swell up really, really bad and they bleed, and I don't know what her condition is, but that's just what I see. I had quickly pulled out my phone. I called the police, gave them all her information, and gave them my name and stuff like that. I'm a big lover. I really have a big heart. Sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse, but in this particular time, it was actually a blessing to me. Got off the phone with them. They're like, okay, you know, we'll have somebody over there right away. I didn't know who to tell them to send, so they just sent the ambulance and the police, because, you know, I didn't know what the condition was or how serious whatever was going on was. She just kept on yelling at me, and I was like, okay, like the police is on the way. I just called them. I just got off the phone with somebody on the way, and then she was basically telling me, I tried to open up the door again, it was still locked. She was basically telling me, you know, to break down her door, like do whatever I needed to do so that I could get into her home. So I'm like, oh Lord, I did not want to break this poor woman's door, but if that's going to save her life, then God got me, because I'm looking out for somebody that obviously needs my help. So I started, she was like, push the door harder. So I had pushed it hard enough to, you know, the little hinges, I guess that's what you would call it, the little hinges on the side of the door. I had pushed hard enough to where I was able to kind of like break that, because it was already weak as it is, and I had forgot about that. So I gave it a good push. The whole side of the door had came out, but I just had to put it to the side, and I'm just looking around trying to see, you know, which room that she's in. And the way her home is set up, if you go straight, then you turn right. She has a bathroom, and I noticed that the bathroom door was open, so I started walking towards the bathroom. She's like, help, help, help. So she was in the bathroom, you guys, and When I seen her face, it was extremely hard. Like, my heart started beating because I'm like, oh my goodness, her face, one side of her face was extremely bruised. It looked like she had honestly been beaten to death. Her eye was swollen. It was purple. It was huge. It covered up this much of her eye. She was naked and she was in her tub. It just looked at a mess. And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, what happened or whatever? Then she had explained to me, she was like, now mind you guys, I told you I got there at 9 a.m. So she explained to me that she had been in her tub since the previous day at 7 p.m. And she was basically telling me that she didn't mean to, you know, fall into her tub, but while she was in the bathroom, she ended up falling into her tub. She couldn't call anybody for help because her phone had died. And like I told you guys before, she doesn't really have any family. She had nobody to like check on her. She was praying and hoping that, you know, somebody would come by. And one day when I was at her house, she did have a neighbor that had asked about her. But, you know, at this particular time, he didn't, you know, come and check on her. Her feet were bleeding. And I already told you guys, her feet wasn't in the best condition anyway. So the fall basically had bruised her eye, had her feet bleeding, and I'm pretty sure she probably ended up with a type of sore on her bottom. And I told you guys she was naked as well, so she had explained to me that, you know, since she's been in her tub, she had been trying to keep warm by, you know, running the hot water and by her shirt that she had on. So everything was drenched. She was soaking wet. I had put some towels on her, you know, try to warm her up. It was really, really hard to see that because I'm thinking, wow, you know, if I hadn't made it there, then, you know, she possibly, you know, would not still be here to this day. And it's hard to like see elderly people that literally have no family, and it's like you're the only family that a lot of them have. You know, we have been growing a bond since she has become a regular patient of mine. We're waiting on the police or whatever. She's still herself. She still has her same funny personality. She's still herself. So we're waiting on the paramedics. I'm just, you know, moving stuff out the way for them. I'm moving her walker out the way. I'm putting towels around her so she can be dry. Because I know she was freezing. I know she was. Like, just put yourself in that position. And that's what I do a lot of times with my patients. And to me, that's humbling. When I see people that are in worse situations than I am in, it just makes me think about life. And it makes me be grateful for where I am at the moment. It makes me also want to do right by people because you never know how your life could end up. When the paramedics finally did get there, it took a couple of them, you know, to actually help her out the tub because it wasn't a one-man's job. It wasn't a two-person's job. And she wasn't really able to help them for real because she is so elderly. I'm not sure what her age is. And so they had went and got one of those, I don't think you would really call that a stretcher, but something that they use where they put up under her and they just grab the sides of it. It sounds like a stretcher, but whatever. It didn't look like one. They had picked that up. They had took her out there to the ambulance, and I just gathered a couple of her belongings that she had asked me to gather for her. And we tried to find a family member's number of hers, but it's a family member that she does not even really talk to like that, so that wasn't really any help for her. So anyways, of course, the ambulance doesn't allow people to ride with them. So they took her to the hospital, and she has been in there for a couple of days now. I think she's fine, but she has not returned home yet. And I feel bad because it's like, I know when she does return home, she's probably going to require even more help than she requires now, because I'm going to just keep it book with y'all. Because I love y'all. The company that I work for right now, they aren't the most professional. She's supposed to have someone come sit with her in the morning and someone come sit with her at night. And I had asked her, I was like, so you have nobody that comes to sit with you at night? And she was like, no, I don't. So it's like literally all she had to depend on was me and the good Lord, of course. I am so very, very thankful that I was actually on time for work this day. And that's just so crazy to me the way that things happen like that, and the way that certain people are placed in certain situations to just help people and be of service of them. And so I was just happy that I was able to be that for her. And it was unfortunate the fact that she had to sit there all those hours, you know, soaked and thinking that, you know, it was the end for her. It truly, truly was. And I just know that I was placed there at that time, at that moment, for a reason. And this is not a woman's house that I go to every single day. It's like I go to her house every other day. So I'm really, really hoping that she returns home soon and that everything was okay with her. Like I said, she was talking and everything like normal. I'm not sure like what her walking stage and stuff like that will be when she does return. But I am very concerned about her. But the fact that I could be there at that moment, not knowing, you know, what I was walking into, not knowing what the day held, and knowing that this lady does not have any family that she can call up on, you know, to care for her, just really weighs heavy on my heart. But I see a lot of people in my job with a lot of different situations going on. So I'm just like, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. And I just love being able to help these people. I have a special place in my heart for the elderly. I really, really do. And it takes a special kind of person with a special kind of gift to be able to work with people like this. These are people that have lived most of their whole lives been able to do for themselves. So when you step in and you have to help take care of these people, you have to have the right mindset and the right heart to do so, or else you end up bringing more stress to that person's life by mistreating them. That would be all for this story time, you guys. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this short video. I hope that this made somebody, you know, choose a different perspective when you're dealing with people that aren't capable of doing things that they once were. And I hope that this makes you guys, you know, be quicker to help people when you see them in need. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.